Good morning, yogis. My name is Kassandra, and today I'm going to take you through a 10-minute Feel Alive morning yoga practice. No props are required for this one, and if you are new here, this is also day 26 of the morning yoga movement, a 30-day morning yoga challenge where we just do 10 minutes of yoga every single morning to really start our day with positivity and putting ourselves first. So if you'd like to join starting from day one, click the link down below in the description box. Otherwise, those of you who've already been doing this with me, we are just going to get started lying down on our backs. You don't need any equipment, any props for this one. You're fine just as you are. And we'll start in reclined butterfly pose. So the soles of your feet can come together to touch, letting your knees fall open. If this happens to be a little too much for your hips first thing in the morning, you can just take Shavasana with your legs out. And I'm going to reach my arms up overhead just to invite a very gentle stretch through the upper back, the shoulders, and into the chest. And you might close your eyes here as you connect to your breath, feeling your belly rise and fall, and your chest rise and fall. So every day of this challenge, we work with a new intention. And our intention here is I am loved and supported. I am loved and supported. And really see how your day would go, or how you think your day would go if you were to let yourself be guided with this intention. I am loved and supported. And let's stretch the arms up overhead, straighten your legs, lengthen it out. And we'll start with a little bit of core strength. So bring your knees, stacking them over the top of your hips with your shins parallel to the floor. Push your lower back into the mat, draw the navel in, and if that made your knees move forward, keep your lower back glued to the floor as you realign your knees over the top of your hips. We're going to interlace our hands behind the back of the head so they have some support, and these are like forced yoga abs, very, very slow bicycles. As you inhale, curl and lift both shoulder blades off the floor. And as you exhale, twist to the right and just straighten your left leg. So I'm not bringing my right knee in, I'm just straightening the left leg. Inhale, come all the way back to center. See if you can lift up higher. Exhale, twist to the left and straighten your right leg. Inhale, back through to center, curl up. Exhale, twist right and straighten through the left. Draw your navel in. Come all the way back to center, squeeze and lift. Exhale, twist and reach. One more on each side. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Straighten your left leg, lift up higher. Inhale, last one. And exhale. Come all the way back to center and go ahead and release your feet flat to the floor. You should really feel this through your belly. Keep your feet hip-width distance apart and roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. We're going to lift up into our bridge pose. And once you have your hips lifted, notice how often our knees will open up wider and we roll onto the little toes. So really push down into your big toes and imagine you can drag your heels back towards your shoulders, really activating through the backs of your legs. Squeeze and lift up a tiny bit higher. And then exhale, take your time, lowering inch by inch until your hips come down to the floor. And we're gonna rock up, taking downward facing dog for the first time, so you can cross at your ankles, plant your palms, and step your feet back. And just stretch it out here. Move in any way that feels good for your hips, your legs, your lower back, your arms. Just getting as comfortable as you can in this first downward dog of the day. And we'll add some little waves in this down dog. So lift your heels up and like you're rippling forward through your spine, go all the way forward into kind of like a plank pose, and then start to bend into your knees and ripple all the way back to down dog. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, moving through it. Try to get through the low back, mid back, upper back. Last one, inhale all the way forward. And this time, go ahead and find your upward facing dog. So point your toes back, squeeze into the glutes, and see if you can squeeze and lift your right leg off the floor, lower it down, and then left foot off the floor, lower it down, child's pose. Press your hips towards your heels. Take a big stretch in here. And ripple forward once more, downward facing dog, tuck the toes under. So very similar to what we've just done, come forward into upward dog, but keep your toes curled under this time. So drop the hips, open up through your chest, and then squeeze so you lift the right foot off the floor, three-legged dog, bend your right knee, open up your hip. And let's step our right foot forward in between the palms to the top of the mat, setting ourselves up for our high lunge. Feet are hip width distance apart. Sink the hips down, bend into that front knee. And we're going to bend the elbows in a little cactus shape. Spread the fingertips wide and squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Start to tilt forward, transitioning into warrior three with these cactus arms. So press and lift up, balancing on the right leg. Left leg stretches up. Staying with your intention. I am loved and supported. Keep the elbows up high. And come back, mountain pose, shining forward. And just bring your hands towards your lower back with your fingertips pointing down. A little standing camel pose. Push the hips forward and just open up a little through your chest. All the way back to center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold down all the way. Halfway lift. Breathe in, flat back. Plant your palms, plank pose. And lower down to your belly. Keep your elbows in as you lower. Inhaling to cobra, push into your feet. Exhale, child's pose, just for a breath or two. Reaching your hips to your heels, relaxing your head. Connecting back to the rhythm of your breath. Notice if you're rushing or breathing in a very short, shallow way. And let's find downward facing dog. We'll move into that same flow on the second side. So from downward dog, keep your toes curled under as you come forward. Upward facing dog, hips come down, open through your chest, and then point and lift your left toes. Three-legged dog, use core strength to send it up. Bend your knee, open it up wide. High lunge, left foot steps forward to the top of the mat. Push into your feet, rise on up. So just like before, same thing, cactus with the arms. Trying to keep your elbows just as high as your shoulders. Keep the floating ribs down as you squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Tilt it forward, and when you feel stable, find that warrior three. Balancing pose, trying not to dig your toes into the floor. Keeping your gaze steady on something that isn't moving. One more full deep breath. Mountain at the top of the mat into a little standing camel pose. Hands to your low back. Open through your heart. Inhale, back to center. Reach your arms up overhead, fold down. We take our flow. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your palms, step your feet back, lower down, exhale. And inhale. Child's pose one last time. So as wide as you would like, we're going to be in this child's pose a little longer. Big toes together, knees open up. Instead of folding straight down, we're going to add a little side bend. So walk your hands over to the left side of your mat and crawl the right fingertips out as far as they can go. See if you can keep pushing your right hip into your right heel. I am loved and supported. And let's walk our hands to the other side. Bring your palms and your chest over towards the right side of your mat. Lengthen out with your left arm before folding down. Imagine you can breathe directly through the left side of your rib cage, inviting a little bit more of an opening here. And coming back through the center. Come all the way up and we'll take a seat. Closing our practice together here by joining the hands together at the front of the heart. And just feel the difference in your body now as opposed to when you first stepped onto your mat. Really acknowledging all of those shifts and all of the effort that you've made. Connecting to this affirmation one last time. I am loved and supported. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. And we'll bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for doing this 10-minute morning yoga stretch with me. I would love to know how this went for you. Please do leave me a comment down below, and you can use the hashtag good morning in your comments so I know that you're part of the morning yoga movement. Thank you again. Namaste. You are not done yet. I would love for you to click on this video right here to do a 5-minute guided affirmation meditation. Also, click the link down below right here in order to be notified of every new video that I release, part of this morning yoga movement. Thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow.